My name's Anna and welcome back to my channel. Today the Age of War Chapter 3 beta was announced on Funcom's livestream. The beta is available now to download from Steam and will be available on the live version of the game from December 14th. In this video I'll tell you what's new in this chapter. First thing to tell you is that Ages will now be extended to contain 4 chapters instead of 3, starting from this age. The devs stated that this is because they have a lot of content and it's hard to fit into one chapter. Let's move on to the content releases. The Age of War launched with Chapter 1 focusing on combat and weapon changes, changes to repairs, and the introduction of treasure hoards and clan emblems. Chapter 2 was all about the new Purge, which has been completely revitalised into an opt-in system where players can trigger a purge if and only when they want to, and the purge difficulty is based on the amount of treasure they have in their coffers, with the best rewards for those who take on the highest levels. There was also an overhaul to the loot system, and legendary weapons were no longer discoverable near world bosses. They're now mostly found in dungeons. You can check out my video showing where to find legendaries and the best places to farm them by player level in the video linked in the description. So what's new in Chapter 3? In this chapter, players will be turning the tables on the Stygian invaders who have been purging our bases. At the ruins of Al Mariah, a large Stygian fortress has appeared, and this will be the target of PvE Sieges, where players will be able to go alone or with friends to raid the Stygians and steal their treasures. This mighty castle is entirely destructible, and players can use any tools at their disposal to break into the building. Trebuchets, explosive jars, god avatars, and the new battering rams added to the game, and found dotted around inside the first layer of walls at the fortress. The fortress has an army defending it, with archers, fighters, snakes around the perimeter, and 2 bosses inside to defeat, guarding a huge amount of gold coins. To help with a smoother experience, foundation pieces have higher hit points than usual, so that players can path through the doors with less chance of destroying the floors along the way. This siege base will completely repair itself, and enemies will respawn once players have left render range, and the idea is to give PvE players a taste of the mechanics currently only experienced by PvPers. The build radius is said to be the same or very similar to before Chapter 3, but a quick test with foundations looks like you might have a couple of issues with building if your base is very close to the new fortress. I'll be testing the mechanics of the siege throughout the beta period on my live streams here and on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/AnnaBriella. Come and watch and let me know what you think of the new additions to the game. Alongside the new siege mechanics, Funcom have added Taverns. Players who complete purges will be able to rescue a captive barkeeper from a cage. This NPC will be able to follow you around as a fighter, but as she will tell you, she's much better suited to bar work. When you speak to her, she will teach you how to build a bar, and once you place her into position, you'll be able to purchase items from her as a trader. Players who build a tavern with some empty chairs will find that NPCs will spawn inside and take available seats. Players will be able to hire the NPCs for gold coins. These NPCs can be fighters, crafters, entertainers, and there's a small chance that a high-level NPC will spawn. I tested this today in single player, and you might need to AFK for some time for anyone to show up, so consider placing a bunch of seats while you build your bar. The devs seem pretty excited about the possibilities for the use of this tavern system for adding quests in future, and the use of the barkeeper for sharing lore about the game and interesting points of interest on the map. The Isle of Sipta map will have all the functionality of the taverns, but no siege fortress. Hopefully they can add this in the future. Other things they've added in this chapter. Siege cauldrons will now be activated by thralls assigned to use them when an attacker is standing underneath, and the archer quiver has made a return, meaning that thrall archers can now be locked into place and won't try to run off and melee attackers. Quiver schematics and items can be found as rewards for completing higher purge difficulties, so be sure to check the reward chest in the forward operating base once you've defeated the Hand of War. In future updates, the devs have teased that they're working on fatalities, enabling players to do extra damage when a light attack is issued at the right time during an encounter with an enemy, and down but not out, which will allow players to revive thralls lost in combat. Unfortunately, clan alliances are not quite ready to be implemented. The dev team showed concern for this feature being exploited in PvP, causing large groups of allied players taking over the map and circumventing current clan size limits. I've put a link to the full list of patch notes in the description of this video, so be sure to check that out. Along with guides to the new update, you can find me live streaming my gameplay and testing of the Age of War Chapter 3 beta on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/AnnaBriella. And I now multi-stream, so I'm live on YouTube at the same time. Stop by and say hi. Don't forget to like and let me know what you think about these changes in the comments. I want to say a big thank you to our channel members. You can become a member by clicking the join button under the video, follow me on Twitter, and join our community Discord. All the details are in the description. Thanks for watching.